नमो नमस्ते गुरवे महात्मने विमुक्तसंगाय सदुत्तमाय नित्याद्वयानन्दरसस्वरूपिणे भूम्ने सदा पारदयाम्बुधाम्ने नमस्ते नमस्ते विभो विश्वमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते चिदानन्दमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते तपोयोगगम्य नमस्ते नमस्ते श्रुतिज्ञानगम्य स्वाराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते Gururajati. So, yesterday we had already discussed Samatva and Transcending Raga-dvesha. 1 and 2 we had already discussed, is it not? Further elaboration we can do later. Here the references are not given, just the gist is given. Samatva means equal vision, defined as yoga. That yesterday we did 2.48. Samatvam yoga uchyate. And I said that it is not just siddhya siddhyav samabhutva. When we take that samatva to the fundamental level, it becomes atmaupammayana sarvatra samam pashyati Yajna. It is the Brahmanubhuti. That is, it is taken to as yoga and leading to Brahmasthiti. See, there are two stages in this sadhana. One is called Atmasthiti, another is called Brahmasthiti. Atmasthiti is when we have discovered our identity within our body, and we can again meditate and we can go and realize, we can experience that. But the outer world remains whatever it is. Brahmasthiti is when we understand that the whole appearance of the world, whatever we are experiencing, is on that Atma. It is only an appearance on the Atma. The grossness of the world, the subtlety of the concepts, all grossness, subtlety, existence, non-existence, signal, no signal, everything is appearance on consciousness alone. So when we understand that the Atma is the substratum for everything, then Atma and Brahman become same, because Brahman is considered the substratum of the entire universe, which is appearing on consciousness. So in Brahmasthiti, our mind grows to the universal level. That is what is said here. Then transcending raga-dvesha we have discussed. Then yajna. I said a little yesterday also that generally yajna is considered in the karma kanda part of the Vedas, ritualistic part of the Vedas, where all kinds of yaga, yajna, achara, etc. are discussed. Now there the question is that for each yajna there is a result given, promised. For example, in Kathopanishad, that Nachiketa's father was doing the Vishwajit Yajna, the result of which is to attain some highest Swarga or so. Swarga, Naraka, these are all descriptions in the Puranas and in Vedas also. Now they cannot be verified. Whatever promises are made which will happen after the body falls, there is no verification possible. Nobody can call you from the heaven and say that, yes, I am in heaven, come. See. So that there is heaven or there is hell cannot be proved. Is it not? Nobody can experience. They say that after the body falls, you will go there. It's a promise. But can anybody disprove heaven also? Can we prove that heaven is not there or hell is not there? We cannot prove. Is it not? How will you prove? It might be there, it may not be there. Who can prove? What all are there in the universe? Nobody can say anything. So it neither can be proved nor can be disproved. Taking the help of this doubt, our rishis or the Vedakartas have designed many concepts to bridle the society. How? Suppose somebody is saying that I have always been honest, but I am suffering from lack of money, lack of comfort. But my friend is absolutely, or brother is absolutely dishonest, and he is flourishing, floating in wealth. What is the justice of God? So he will be told that you don't know, the previous life you had done great sinful things, bad things. So what you are suffering now is the karma phala, the result of the previous life's karma. But now that you are honest and you are leading a dharmic life, next life you will be born in a very good family, in a proper family, you will have very good life. And your friend, whom you are saying that having a comfortable life, in the previous life he had done very good work. So he is having the result of that. And you don't know, in the next life he is going to be taken to the sixth hell where he will be fried in hot oil. Something like that. There are 600 hells discussed. Now, these are not bad. Why? Because in both the cases, what he is trying to do is that he is making the honest person remain honest and making the dishonest person change over to honesty, so that promising something in future. But the model given, you can always doubt. Nobody will be ever able to prove it. So, Shankaracharya says that Swargadau Anubhava Anarudhe Shanka Syat Asti Va Nava Iti. Swarga Adau means Swarga Adi, Swarga, Naraka, Punarjanma, which cannot be proved, all those things. Or even existence of God, somebody dispensing from there, that you did something wrong, so go now here. You did something good, you go there. Such God also cannot be proved. So all those promises of the Vedas or concepts of the Vedas which cannot be proved. Shanka syat asti va nava iti. There will always be doubt whether it is true or not. But anubhava anarudha means it is not experiential. Whatever these are, they are not experiential. Nobody can prove or disprove also. Anubhava arudham tu jnana phalam. Whereas whatever is discussed in the Upanishads, knowledge, they are all experiential. For example, whatever is spoken of as the Atma and all, you can experience, you can have that by doing this your mind will become pure. You do it and see whether the mind purity you can feel or not. So, in the Karmakanda Yajna, the Yajna is a concept of the ritualistic section of the Veda. So there, if you don't want the promised result, then will you do the Yajna? Suppose they say that Putra Kamishti Yajna, if you do, then you will have son. Now one who is not interested in having son, he will not do. They say that if you do Vishwajit Yaga, then you will go to this Svarga. If you are not interested in going to the Svarga, you will not do that. So in Bhagavad Gita, the whole concept is actually given a complete inversion. That is, ritualistic part, Yajna is done only with desire for some result. And Bhagavad Gita says that if you do anything without looking for the result, it becomes Yajna. Why? Because the whole nature is doing everything which the nature is capable of without any desire. There is no desire anywhere. The earth is running around the sun, the moon is running around the earth, the galaxies are getting born, the galaxies are getting destroyed, the plants are growing, the flowers are blossoming. Everywhere so much unimaginable activities are going on. But there is no desire anywhere. It is natural, Kriya is going on. Similarly, if we can do the activities as part of this universal action, which is considered to be the Yajna of the Vishwapita or the universal Lord. The whole nature is the Yajna of the universal Lord. Why it is Yajna? Because that is the manifestation of the Prakriti. It's a natural manifestation of the Prakriti. Like that, we also have a Swabhava. We also have a natural, everybody has some natural qualities. When that is offered to the world, he does whatever work he can do, it becomes an offering to the universal Yajna of the universal Lord. So that is the concept of Yajna in Bhagavad Gita. Let us go to the, this is one thing. Then comes the Gunatita. I will explain further Yajna because today's Yajna will come. Other two I have already explained. Gunatita. Gunatita is the whole, here it is written, transcending doership and enjoyership. How it is happening? The whole nature is a construct of the three gunas. That is the model, that Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Now the whole nature, the functioning is going on as a product of the three gunas activities. Now, are we not also a product of nature? Our body, mind, personality is also a product of nature. So whatever we are doing, we are interacting, the gunas in the form of my body, mind, personality is interacting with the gunas in the form of the Prakriti, in the form of outer nature. So it is actually the gunas are interacting with the gunas. Guna guneshu vattante. If that is so, then why should we get attached to anything? We should cling to anything. Iti matva na sajjate. This is the way of not avoiding the sangha that we are suffering from. That clinging we discussed, even morning also we are discussing. The clinging will not be there if we can cultivate this phenomenological vision. Try to understand the word. Suppose the car is running, then it gets stopped. You are only seeing it, is it not? You don't feel that I have got stopped. Or suppose you are operating the camera has gone bad. You are not, nothing happened to you, the camera has gone bad. So you don't get affected by that. Of course, we have an possessiveness, so if it is my camera, I get affected. If it is others' camera, I don't get affected. If it is Deepak's camera, I have no problem. So, that is what we are associating. Otherwise, we are not getting affected. Like that, the body is functioning like all other elements in nature. It is doing its work. So, where is that? I am neither the karta nor the bhokta. This kartritva and bhoktritva, that is what we have written, doership and enjoyership. Kartritva and bhoktritva. This kartri bhoktri bhava is that which binds us, which creates the sangha in us. So Gunatita is the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where these three gunas are discussed particularly with respect to our personality. What are the properties, the characteristics of each guna manifesting in our personality, and how each guna binds us. It's an elaborate discussion. We have done it earlier, it is there in YouTube also. And with the association of the 18th chapter, where everything is categorized in terms of these three gunas. So in studying 14th chapter, we always study it along with 18th and also 17th to understand it fully. So there, each guna causes a bondage in us. So there the final solution is that you cultivate enough of Rajoguna and Sattvaguna to get rid of the bondages created by the Tamoguna. Then you cultivate enough of Sattvaguna to overcome the bondages created by the Rajoguna. Then what do you do about the bondages created by Sattvaguna? This part is Bhagavad Gita deals with it very effectively, Bhagavatam also. That Sattvaguna also causes bondage. We always think that we have to cultivate Sattvaguna. Yes, it is so. But once we have transcended the bondages of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, we get caught by the Sattvaguna. Bhagavad Gita says, Sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. The Sattvaguna binds us through Sangha towards Sukha and Sangha towards Jnana. Now, I always caution that it is not any Sukha. When they are discussing that Sattvaguna binds us by Sangha towards Sukha, we have to understand that they are talking about Sattvika Sukha. Sukha can be Sattvika, Rajasa, Tamasa, all three kinds. But if it is Sattvaguna which is binding, it will bind us by the Sattvika Sukha. Jnana also has Sattvika, Rajasa, Tamasa. All these are discussed in the 18th chapter. So when the Sattvaguna is binding us, with what kind of jnana? Sattvika jnana. I can go into the detail, but I don't want to, because we have discussed it quite a few times. It is clearly written what is Sattvika Sukha, what is Sattvika Jnana. It's there in YouTube also. So, Gunatita is transcending all these bondages. Now, we will go into a little deeper as we go into the details. The other one, the fifth one, is the most powerful one and the most important one. It is called Sharanagati. That means taking complete refuge. Refuge where? You can say in the Lord, in the Guru, or whatever. What does it mean? That is completely becoming effortless. Getting rid of all Kartri Bhava and Bhaktri Bhava. And that finally takes us to the highest point, which is discussed in the last of the 18th chapter. In the previous slide, what we have, that is 8th, next slide, this yesterday I have discussed where all the references are given. You can go through that. I just introduced this as the 5 methods and then went into the detail of first of Samatva or evenness that we have done. Second, transcending Raga-dvesha that we have done yesterday. Now the third one is the Yajna, which just now I was discussing. Go to 4.23. Can you show 4.23? The shloka 4.23. Nahi? Gatasangasya muktasya. But all of you have Bhagavad Gita. Why don't you look into? Gatasangasya muktasya jnanavasthita chetasaha yajnaya acharatah karma samagram praviliyate. Before that, there is another Yajnarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. What is the number? Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangaha samacharet. Yajnarthat karmano anyatra. 3.9. So let us go step by step. Let us open 3.9. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra
Yajnarthat karmanonyatra
lokoyam karma bandhanaha
lokoyam karma bandhanaha
tadartham karma kaunteya
tadartham karma kaunteya
mukta sangas samachara.
mukta sangah samachara.
He says all the karmas have to be done with the Yajna Bhavana, Yajna Arthat, with the attitude of Yajna. What is the attitude of Yajna? That I am contributing in the universal Yajna of the universal Lord, not for any personal gain, not for fulfilling my desire. Anyatra, I am lokaha karma bandhanaha. If it is not done with the Yajna attitude, then it will result in bondage. That we have discussed many times. The moment we are doing it motivated by desire, there is a possibility that the result will not be favorable. Then we will be suffering, and the result is favorable, then initially we will be elated, but again then after that there will be suffering. So we are actually clinging to the objective result of the work. Yesterday I discussed very clearly that objective result of the work will be there. What Bhagavad Gita is trying to do is to deal with the subjective result, the internal result. That can be easily removed. And whenever they are saying phalatyaga, it is not the objective result to be rejected. You cannot reject objective result. It will have its own causality. Objectively, everything is following causality. So there actually ishtam anishtam mishram cha trividah karmana phalam. They are the internal result of any action done. That it is favorable, unfavorable, or a mixture of the two. There we have to apply the phalatyaga principle. So he says that anything you do without the attitude of yajna, you will look for the result. It means you are looking for result. So it will be binding you. Either dukkha or sukha. That will be bound. Therefore, what to do? Tadartham karma kaunteya. Therefore, O kaunteya, tat artham. Tat artham means, tat means the truth, ultimate truth. Call it Brahman, call it truth, call it Sat, whatever, Bhagavan, whatever. Tadartham, that means you are not doing because you want to have something. You are doing because nature has given you something and it has to be done. It has been designed by the nature to do something. You have been made instrument for that or capable of doing it. Whatever you are capable of, you are doing. So in the mind will be there, I am doing it as an offering to the universal Lord. That is what the yajna is. Tat artham. Tadartham means tat artham. Tat here means the ultimate truth. Now, how will you do? In doing it, offering to the Ishvara, offering to the Lord also, while doing unknowingly, you may find that you are developing clinging. Generally, you will do. We will say that हम तो ईश्वर को ही अर्पित करते हैं. Like the example illustration I had given yesterday, हम तो गुरु को तन मन धन सब कुछ दे दिए हैं. I have given, offered everything to you. But then whatever he wants to do as a surrender. But as a surrender, he wants to fulfill his own ichha. So they are correcting that once you are doing it as an offering to the ultimate, then you cannot have sangha to that. By that karma, whatever result, yes, it has come. If it is to be enjoyed, you will enjoy. If it is to be suffered, you will suffer. You will not cling to it. Suppose by doing in the Jajya Bhava also, you got something which is very good, you enjoy. Which is very bad, you suffer. Neither you should complain in suffering, nor you should get elated in enjoying. That is the Mukta Sangaha, free of all clinging. And when the enjoyment goes also, you will not cling to it. You will find then dukkha again. That I was enjoying what had happened. That means you have already fallen into the trap of clinging, Sangha. Are you understanding or? No. So, tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangaha samachara. This is what the jajñarthat karma. Now go to the next one, that is 4.23. Gatasangasya muktasya jnanavasthita chetasaha jajñaya acharatah karma samagram praviliyate. A person who has got relieved of all his sangha, he doesn't cling. He has become mukta. Mukta means, who is a mukta? The English word. What is that? Free, another English word. Who does not have the kartritva and bhoktritva. Liberated means you don't identify your ego with that I have done this, I have done that, and I have to enjoy this, I have to suffer this. That is called kartritva, bhoktritva. Nahi? Who is liberated? When you do not identify with the result or causality of the world, so to say. Whatever is happening in the world, following the causality. You are a witness to it. Only when you are a witness, you are mukta. If you associate the causality with you, you will be again following the worldly path. Is it difficult? gatasangasya, one who has abandoned the clinging, who is no more clinging to anything. Mukta means how he is not clinging? By becoming liberated from the kartri bhoktri bhava. He doesn't consider him to be the doer, he doesn't consider himself to be the enjoyer. He considers himself to be just a witness of whatever is happening. As in the world, whatever is happening, we are seeing. This personality in the world, whatever is doing, he is seeing. होगा बोलना तो आसान है ना? To some extent at least it will be. Jnanavasthita chetasaha. His mind is always seated in the knowledge. What is the knowledge? I am not the doer, I am not the enjoyer. The real identity that I have is not associated with my body-mind complex. In that real identity, the whole universe is appearing, of which my body-mind personality is a small speck. I am only the observer of that. If the jnana avasthita cetasa, this is what we have been discussing right from the beginning, from Saturday onwards. That viveka buddhi, then anchoring the buddhi in the soul. Buddhi Yoga, everywhere this is the only fact, that the mind, the buddhi should be always anchored in this truth. Then in interactions also, we will not become selfish, not become constricted, not become looking for gain, selfish gain or so. We will do whatever to be done and whatever I am capable of doing, go on doing. Yajnaya acharatah karma samagram praviliyate. When this person, whatever he will do it as a form of yajna. He may do anything. In Bhagavad Gita, what is he doing? He is fighting a war in which he is going to kill his own most beloved grandfather and the most respected teacher. That also he has to do with the gatasangasya muktasya. Otherwise he will suffer from sinfulness. I have killed my grandfather for the kingdom. As he was thinking earlier, he was not able to do because of that. So only because when the mind is jnanavasthita, it is freed of the katri bhoktri bhava and it is not having clinging, then yajnaya acharataha, whatever he is doing will become a yajna. So when after that he is fighting anybody else, say Duryodhana or Karna or anybody else. Duryodhana of course was killed by Bhima. Final killing was done by Bhima. But if you can win over your clinging to your own beloved grandfather, then you will be able to be free of the enmity towards Duryodhana also. That these two are on two sides of the same thing. If you are not able to win over the clinging for the beloved, you will not be able to overcome the enmity towards the enemy. Both will go together. So his work will become a yajna, which is offered to the universal Lord. There you can say it is offered to Krishna, because Krishna was right there as a guru. Or you can say to the universal Lord also. Whatever, where it is offered, it is not. It is not done according to his own desire. That is the most important point. Ishvara arpitam nechaya kritam, Ramana Maharshi's. When does it become offered to the Bhagavan, Lord? Ishvara arpitam, Ishvara arpitam, Ishvara arpitam. When it is nechaya kritam, na ichchaya kritam. When anything is not done according to your desire, then it becomes offered to the Lord. Otherwise, how are you going to offer to the Lord? You don't know who Lord is, where he is, what he wants, what he doesn't want. You offer him some sweets and all which you like. You don't know whether God likes it or not. That is why the prasada is different in different states. That is, we do whatever we. That is not real offering. When you offer without any desire in the mind, then it becomes the offering. So, for him what happens? Samagram prabiliyate. For him there is no karma phala, anything. It's very important. There is no karma. For him there is no causality working anymore. Karma means the follow of causal chain. No karma phala also. That Arjuna, if he could kill Bhishma in the proper manner, whatever Krishna wanted, then it will not cause any sinfulness to his mind. The result will not be there like that. So, samagram praviliyate means the karma, that is the causality, as well as its results, internal results, not external. External we don't talk about. His mind will not suffer from any consequence. Samjha nahi? You? No. Now come to the 18.46. Yatah pravittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhajya abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. He says that, well, it is all done, but when will the karma become yajna, the offering? How you are making it a yajna? He says that with this concept, it will become a part of the offering into the universal yajna of the universal Lord. That is from here I told you earlier. Yatah pravrittir bhutanam. Pravritti means srishti, from which all are created. Everything, the whole creation is coming from where? Where? Tell me, is it from another source? It cannot be, because that is within the universe. So the whole universe is appearing in the consciousness. That consciousness is not a source in the usual sense, but that is the only substratum source on which the whole universe is appearing to be. As I said, it is like the film which you are seeing with so many things. But where it is appearing, its light is the cause for all that. Simple light on which the whole illusion is taking place. Here on the consciousness, everything. Say in the dream, what is happening? Suddenly, so much of a dream world has come. You have not created with any material there in the dream. It has all just appeared in the consciousness. When you get up, it just gets vanished in the consciousness. That is the characteristics or the power of consciousness. The whole Srishti is like that. Actually, there is no Parinama Srishti. Parinama Srishti means normal creation we know, with some gold you make the ornaments. So gold as a gross property it is there, you make it into ornament, then the gold is gone and the ornaments are coming. There is a change in the cause and some product is created. That is called Parinama Srishti. There is a matter which is undergoing a change. In this case, where from the matter will come? The whole creation is that is the whole matter. There is no other matter outside. But this matter also is only just an appearance in the consciousness. There is no other source for coming. So the Srishti is called Vivatta Srishti. It is not called a material creation is what we generally know of. But when consciousness is projecting something, it is called apparent creation or apparential creation. It just appears, as in dream. The whole thing is created in the dream, but no effort, nothing. It just projects. Suppose you are thinking of your mother and the mother's figure is appearing in your mind. Is there a time follow-up. That is, you first thought about the mother and then the image appeared. The thought and the image are together. The creation in dream also, whatever you are seeing, you have created already your personality there, a new personality, dream personality you have created. And that is thinking that, oh, I am getting shot by somebody. Immediately you are getting shot. Nothing, no time following. The Parinama Srishti, there is a causal chain. There is a time, whichever is preceding in time is called cause. Whatever is following in time is called effect. But in the appearance in the consciousness, there is nothing like that. There are many other properties also. Generally, Rajju Sarpa is a very common example they give. That you suddenly see a snake and get terrified. Then you discover that it is not a snake, but it is a rope. Now, you saw the snake, and the snake appeared on the rope. Did the rope create the snake? Snake just appeared. When you saw the snake, did the rope undergo any change? No. In the production of the snake, the rope did not undergo any change. It is only possible in these cases. Otherwise, the cause will undergo change. Even when the sun is radiating, with the light going out, the sun is undergoing change. The proportion of helium is increasing. Helium and hydrogen, the hydrogen and helium proportion is increasing. But here, nothing like that. So, when the whole world is projected, nothing happens to consciousness. It remains consciousness. That is why we are able to experience the Atma. Otherwise, it would not have been available to us. Because the Atma remains Atma, we are able to have the Atmic experience. If it had gone modified as the world, then you will only experience the world. Where would the Atma come from? So, yata pravrittir bhutanam, from which everything is born. Born means, that is why I explained so much. It is not parinama srishti. I have explained Mundaka Upanishad 6th verse so many times. You will find in Mundaka Upanishad lectures also. It's one of the most important and beautiful verse where this kind creation is talked about. Yena sarvamidam tataha, by which all this, everything, sarvam, is pervaded. Now, when you say pervaded, you think that something is there and in which it is pervading. Suppose the objects are there and it is going into that. It is not really like that. The object nature, the object vision is appearing on that. Without consciousness, the object will not be there. The experience of the object can be there only when there is consciousness. So, although we use the word pervading, everywhere in the Shastras it is used, the real meaning is actually that alone is there. On that, the whole universe is appearing, just as an appearance. Yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyartya. You worship, because people are given to worship. Now you change your worship from desireful worship of gods and goddesses to desireless worship of this universal power, universal Lord. Swakarmana tamabhyartya. You worship that which yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tata. That truth you worship with your own karma, because you are also projected by that Brahman, that consciousness. So whatever you are performing, where are you performing? It is done by that consciousness, going into that consciousness. That is why while eating food we chant Brahma Arpanam Brahma Havi Brahma Agno Brahmana Utam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Everything is Brahman alone. The action is Brahman. Where you are offering is Brahman. Who is offering is Brahman. There is nothing other than that. So, if you worship that universal Lord or universal power with your own actions, activities, swakarmana, whatever is your action, as an offering to Him, as a Yajna. This is the meaning of Yajna. Siddhim vindati manavaha. It will take you to the ultimate goal. This is what, if you approach this truth, Buddhi Yoga, through the Yajna Bhavana, that is the third method we talked about. Is it not Buddhi Yoga? Because the whole, where it is not Karma Yoga. It is, the karma is becoming Karma Yoga through the application of the Buddhi. If you cannot imagine this, Yata pravittir bhutani yena sarvamidam tatah, then you will not be able to convert your action into Yajna. That is why Krishna said that it is Buddhi which is converting the karma into yoga. So the karma becomes Karma Yoga by the application of the attitude, application of the Buddhi, which changes our attitude of doing the karma. Normally we do with the selfish motive, desireful attitude, desire motivated karma. That same karma we may do without any desire. Fourth one, I have already discussed just now that what is this transcendence of guna. In that, this shloka is very important.
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति.
This you should take by heart. What is he saying? He says that yada drashta. Drashta means referring to all. The seer, jiva, manusya. When the drashta gunebhya anyam kartaram na anupashyati. Any other karta, a doer, any doer other than the gunas. Normally we are always positing a karta other than the gunas. The gunas have created my body, mind, personality. They are performing the work. But we are positing an I there. I have done that. Which is different from the gunas. That I is not under the gunas. But we are thinking that I, which is different from the gunas, he is doing all the guna actions. Is it clear? Yada drashta gunebhya anyam kartaram nanupashyati gunebhyasya param vetti saha madbhavam adhigacchati. So there are two things. One is that he does not find any other karta than the gunas. That gunas are doing, they are interacting with the gunas. And gunebhyasya param vetti. And he is able to know and experience and understand something which transcends the gunas. What is that? The Atma. the consciousness, which is not under the fold of the gunas. Then he attains my bhava, that is like Krishna. Krishna is a knower. So he becomes like me, Krishna is saying. Because then he will know the Atma or Brahman or whichever is different from the whole universe which is playing. They are only an appearance. Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashta anupashyati. Why anupashyati? Because normally whatever actions are taking place, we are seeing, pashyati. Following that, whatever we are seeing, we are positing the I there. That is anupashyati, means following our vision, we are positing an I behind. Do you get it? When he does not do that, that the actions are taking place by the gunas, in the gunas, with the gunas. But it is not just that. There is something more to it. But he sees and knows something beyond gunas also, which is not involved in the action. Gunebhyascha param vetti. He becomes like me, he says. Can you relate to the 3rd chapter verse we did yesterday? Yesterday we did. Indriyani paranyahu indriyebhyah param manaha indriye manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhe paratastu saha. See, the indriyas, mind, buddhi. In the earlier they said that everywhere desire is seated. Why? They are all constituted of the gunas. That is why they are all variegated. Each person, indriyas, mind and buddhi, they are different. Because they are the product of gunas. But beyond the buddhi, the gunas do not go. Gunas' actions are only up to the buddhi. Yo buddhe paratastu. That which transcends the buddhi, saha. That is the truth. Evam buddhe param buddhva. Knowing that which transcends the buddhi, samstabhyatmanam atmana, and getting established there fully. Jahishatrum mahavaho kamarupam durasadam. You can win over the desires, because they are seated in the sense organs, in the mind, in the buddhi. So who will relieve you unless something pure is there? So you have to know which transcends the buddhi, and then you interact the buddhi with that so that the buddhi gets purified. Then that buddhi will guide the mind and purify the mind, and that mind will lead the indriyas to the final. So it is the same. Gunebhyascha param vetti. This which transcends the gunas means there it is buddhehe paratastu saha. Same. There it is indriya, mind and buddhi, and that which transcends the buddhi. Here it is the gunas all are functioning. He sees something transcending the gunas. You should be able to relate like this, otherwise the concepts will not become clear. That's enough. Have I been able to bore you enough? Huh? सो गया क्या? So the surrender is there, that we will do tomorrow.
Prabuddham vimuktam vikaraadihinam prasannam sada nitya bodhaswarupam param nischalam nirgunam sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranavmi prabuddham vimuktam vikaraadihinam prasannam sada nitya bodhaswarupam param nischalam nirgunam sarvarupam भजेऽहं सदानुस्मरामि प्रणौमि